ways to save your relationship with Marriage Solutions. Hi, this is Morgan Robinson again. My husband Brad and I are the founders of Marriage Solutions of Tulsa. In the last video, you learned that Marriage Solutions is the only group private practice exclusively devoted to helping couples and individuals with relationship issues. This includes individuals trying to stop their divorce and get their spouse back, couples trying to heal after infidelity, couples trying to recover the intimacy in their relationship, couples trying to learn to communicate better, couples trying to learn to rebuild trust, and couples trying to prepare for marriage. Because of our experience helping hundreds of couples and because of the published research, we know that 80% of our couples need about 15 to 20 hours from start to finish. Of course, some need less and some need more, but 80% fit into the 15 to 20 hour time frame. This includes couples in the best and worst case scenarios. In a minute, you'll hear directly from some of the couples we've helped. Because of the research, we structure our time with you differently than the average therapist. There are 3 ways we do couples counseling here. The first is the traditional way, extended, and the intensive option. Traditional counseling is how most therapists do counseling. This is where you come once a week for an hour. While this is better than doing nothing, it's not the very best way to do couples counseling for a number of reasons. First, if you need 15 hours and you come once a week for an hour, that's 15 weeks, that's 5 months. That's a long time. We found that when counseling is spread out over such a long time, it becomes difficult for couples to finish therapy. Another challenge is the first 30 minutes is getting to the core of what's going on, or what went on since the last time we met. If you come for an hour, that only leaves us with 20 to 25 minutes to really work through these issues before we have to wrap up for the next couple. This feels pretty short for most couples, so the second option is our extended session option. This option quite simply offers you more time in the session and shortens your time with us overall. What this looks like is, instead of 1 hour each week, you would do 2 to 3 hours each week. So, instead of finishing counseling in 5 months, it would take about 2.5 months, which means you're cutting your time in half. Not only that, but you are increasing your chances of success because you're more likely to finish counseling. Fewer work events, holidays, kids' activities, and other distractions keep you from coming each week, which is extremely important to come each week. Anyone telling you otherwise is not helping you and may not have your best interest in mind. Plus, it sometimes feels like an act of God to get your spouse to even come to counseling. Just by adding 1 extra hour each week, you're increasing your chances of saving money and time because you resolve more in a single session. The third option for counseling here is the intensive option. This is a great way to get a jump start on counseling or to complete counseling in a much shorter amount of time. Some couples find they can complete counseling in just 2.5 to 5 days. This is a great option if you live far away or if you have a crazy work schedule. In fact, we've helped people who've flown in from all over the world, including South Korea and London, to work with us. So, I'm sure you don't live too far. So now that you know, it will take about 15 to 20 hours from start to finish. You can choose from 3 ways to do counseling. And the third step is to pick your relationship specialist. First, we have Brad, Daniel, and Tom. Brad is an expert in the field of couples therapy and affair recovery. He trains other therapists, and when I mentioned that couples flew in from South Korea and London, they came to see Brad. Daniel is also a fantastic therapist here. Among his many talents, he has extensive experience with couples recovering after addiction treatment. Tom is also a great experienced therapist. He has just recently joined us and is currently being trained by Brad. We take our training very seriously. We don't just use any old method. The methods we use are backed by research and have verifiable proof showing they work. In fact, we travel around the country and train with the very best couples therapists in the US and Canada, including Dr. Sue Johnson, creator of Emotionally Focused Couples Therapy and the author of Hold Me Tight. Brent Bradley, co-author of Emotionally Focused Couples Therapy for Dummies and founder of Couple Zone in Houston, Texas. In fact, we are one of a handful of couples therapy practices that do what we do around the country, and Brent's practice is one that specializes like us. Dr. Diana Fasha, creator of a method called AEDP, just to name a few. We've spent thousands of dollars and hundreds of hours training and focusing on being the very best relationship experts and couples therapists humanly possible for your benefit. So we aren't pulling ideas out of thin air that we think will work. We have traveled the world high and low to know that we are truly bringing you the very best of what's out there. But you don't have to take our word for it. Listen to just a few of the success stories we have.
If you really want to save your marriage and you really love your wife, do this program with an open mind. It'll work for you, for both of you. It will save your marriage. I honestly believe that. I feel an inner peace in our relationship that I haven't felt. I don't even think I felt that since my first girlfriend. That was 23 years ago, so I've never had this kind of peace in a relationship with a woman. No understanding, no talking, no feelings. I mean, just I feel peaceful with us. I just remember I was the one skeptical about doing the program, so.
Yes, he was. Anybody that needs help needs to go through this program. I've had help with not just my marriage. It's helped me through problems that I've had at home with pretty much not being able to communicate with my husband or my stepkids. It's helped me with a lot of other things besides just my marriage, which also helped my marriage. Anybody that needs help at all needs to do the program, because it can help.
Just happy with us. I honestly think we can make it through anything right now.
And we are making it through everything.
We're making lemonade, babe.
Yes, we are.
Glenn Morgan, without your program, we wouldn't be in the place we're in now. Not only did you help restore our marriage, but you gave my best friend back. Your program has helped us create a safe place for us to talk about things that were wrong in our relationship. Your program has led us in such a way that we can work out our differences and learn how to take care of ourselves in the future. I can't say enough about how much you have helped us.
We were in a really horrible place when we started it. We didn't get along. Every time we were around each other, it was like cats and dogs. And it was interfering with our children, too. They'd seen us fighting all the time. And then we started the program, and I think it helped us a lot. I can actually stand to be in the same room with her. How about you?
Yeah, it helped me a lot whenever, in the beginning, we couldn't talk without arguing, and we just had a hard time getting along. And after we started the program, we could talk to each other more.
We learned how to be more open with each other.
Yeah.
And comfortable with speaking to each other. There was an affair, and it was hard for us to trust each other and to, build that relationship back up to each other. And the program really helped walk us through that. I think it really helps. I would suggest it.
We're able to talk more and be more open and not worried about, not so worried about getting into an argument, or, we're able to
enjoy each other's company.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, the short time that we are around each other, it's quality time. And there ain't so much tension between us. And it allows us to spend quality time with our kids, too. They really enjoy us when we're not fighting.
Yeah.
Better. So, I think we're in a great place.
At some point, you have to deal with things. If not, they build and build and build. The inevitable was the divorce. I mean, we were going to get divorced. 14 months ago, if we'd have found you, I wouldn't be here where I'm at right now. Yeah. You know, I went 3 months. I couldn't work. I couldn't sleep. I cried every night. I was depressed. I couldn't eat. Health started going downhill. You know, I couldn't put it in a box and let God take care of it. Yeah. You have to deal with your problems. Yeah. You don't deny them.
Yeah. Jim, did you feel like the other help that you got was dismissive of where you were coming from?
That's the best way to explain it. Dismissive.
It was dismissive.
Yes.
It was,
yes.
You know, are you going to cheat on me again? Oh, okay, you're not. Jim, you got to be satisfied with that.
Yeah, that's what they told me. That was one of the words. You have to be satisfied with that.
Yeah, I've heard that before from other people.
Yeah.
You just got to let go.
You can't build trust back on that.
Yeah. It's worth the money to spend to fix the marriage. Not only does it fix, our marriage, but it allows our children to see what a good, healthy marriage looks like. So it continues. So the money was not an issue. Spending that kind of money. So I would suggest it, definitely. But after I realized that, I spend, going to mechanic shop, I spend more than that fixing a car, or, house repairs. After we started the program, we realized it's well worth it. I mean, it not only fixes our marriage, but it strengthens our children's marriages and our children's children. So it's definitely worth it. The best money I ever spent. We definitely moved closer almost immediately. I mean, we could feel that, it was drawing us closer. And it's targeted just for that.
I just wanted to thank you guys for creating this program, because my life fell apart when I found out my wife was cheating on me. We split up, lost our home we were buying, and I also lost my job in the aftermath of the affair. Everything in my life was crazy. Long story short, I wanted out of a marriage. I knew she also felt the same. We were both tired of fighting and hating each other for the past pains and mistakes. When my wife found your program online, she demanded my attention on this, and we both decided to try it out. I never thought this program would work, but I didn't believe in divorce. I went ahead and began to follow your guys' instructions anyway. After starting your program, I began to see something I hadn't seen in close to 3 years with my wife. I began to see that she loved me and cared about me. With the help of your program, we were actually sharing, talking, and communicating again. I was communicating this way with someone I couldn't even grocery shop with 2 weeks before. Also, I found this program really unbiased. When we started, I really didn't care whether we made it or not. I was so angry, upset, and hurt, pissed, and unwanted and unloved. I had already began to check out of my marriage. I honestly have to say I wish we had tried this program a whole lot sooner. If we had, I would have gained so much of my life back so much faster. And Morgan, you guys showed us how our fears were really holding us back. Thanks again. I didn't even really think we could be helped, but you guys proved us wrong.
We're not used to dealing with emotions. Not our primary emotion, anyway. So it was really awkward. But once we get past that, it draws you closer. I mean, you see how vulnerable they are. They see how vulnerable you are. And it's, when you're vulnerable like that, it's out of honesty, too.
And it kind of, at first I didn't understand it, or not taught to, rely on our emotions, but learning your guys' approach, I was able to understand that it was, that we can get to the root of the issue instead of, arguing about, running around arguing.
It has helped us when we get in touch with our emotions. It helps us get closer as a couple. We're more sensitive to each other. When we don't fight, you get closer, obviously.
And we're able to trust each other more and know that they're for our best interest. And
yeah. Yeah, there you go. I like that. She's fighting the same battle that I am. So I would say if you're on the fence, you probably need it. Because I was on the fence, and it doesn't hurt to try it. I mean, anything that can fix marriage and build you closer to your spouse is worth it.
You can read more about our success online by going to marriagesolutionstulsa.com. If you're ready to get started, you can call us at 918-281-6060, or you can click on a therapist below. If you have more questions, click the More Information button below as well. Remember, your relationship is special. You deserve a true specialist.